Hello, hello. This is Catherine from Gage Dyeworks. I'm going to just ask Andrea Rangel to join me here. So our summer yarn and pattern club signups opened yesterday, and we thought we'd just do a little FAQ. Hello, everyone who's joining. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hi, Catherine.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So let me just adjust my volume here. So we're just going to do a little FAQ about our summer club.
Yeah. So actually, as we're talking, if you all have questions that we are not addressing, please put them in the chat and we will try and get to them.
Yeah, that's true. We say FAQ, but like most of these, no one has ever actually asked. So they're like rarely, never asked NAQs. But I think some of them we do actually answer if you read the entire content of our newsletters or something. Many of these are addressed there. And some people actually are wonderful and do read everything. But some people just, that is too much.
Which is fair.
Too much. That is fair. So we thought we'd do here. So we have the first thing is we have a summer club.
Yes.
Should I ask questions and you answer questions?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me the quick description. What is our summer club?
Our summer club is a subscription that you can sign up for, and you will get a skein of yarn and a coordinating pattern in June, July, and August if you sign up for all three. And you can also sign up for one at a time. Right now, June is the only one that's open. But if you do not sign up for all three in the next week and a half during our, I guess it's like a week now, during our whole club window, sign up window, then you won't be able to get the whole club again until 1 year from now, plus when it goes, because it's exclusive for a year. So, right. And the special thing about our club is it's very unique because Catherine and I create yarn and patterns that are so melded together that like we go back and forth in order to create yarn that actually really works perfectly for the pattern and a pattern that works perfectly for the yarn. So you know you're getting something really unique and special that I don't think I've seen anyone else do. So I think our method is extremely cool, and this is our 8th year. So we've been together for a while.
I think that was an excellent summary. Is it really loud in the background? My furnace just kicked in and it's not even on right now. So
I mean, I hear a little hush, but I can hear you fine. So at least for me.
All right. So I even like printed off a piece of paper because my phone is in use and my computer's being weird.
Wow, real paper.
Do people get to choose different colors or different patterns?
No.
Like if I'm signing up, what choices do I get?
Okay. The choices that you get are which months that you want to sign up for, or if you want to sign up for all three. This year, our inspiration is a wild garden pattern in different ways. So June's is socks, July is a cowl, and August is a pair of mitts. So if you like the sound of those projects in particular, you could technically just sign up for one of those, but you could also sign up for all three. We don't really show exactly what the yarns or colors are ahead of time, but you can see like sneak peeks, which give you like, here's all the colors. If you go to gagedyeworks.com, you can see on there what the yarns are basically. You can see if the colors that are shown in those photos, if you're like, I love those colors, that's for me, then you're gonna love it. But if those colors are not your jam, then you'll know. So
yeah, so I think right now we have a little, if you go to I guess the main product listing does have a little peek at the colors for all three, but you don't necessarily know which ones come and when. And the June only club shows you the color palette for June.
Yeah.
That was my next question is, do we get a sneak peek? And for patterns, this was an actual question we got. Sizing. So how do I know if the patterns will fit me?
So for the socks for June's, you can go on Ravelry if that works for you. I have uploaded the pattern, like there's a pattern listing. They're called Dahlia socks. And Cheryl says, I'm in for the whole summer. Thank you, Cheryl. So excited to have you. But there is a pattern listing on Ravelry that shows for the socks what the sizes are, and just a little bit of information about the pattern, sort of like the pattern specifications. It's not going to show you what exactly you're getting, but it will give you the sizes. So for the socks, it goes from a 6.75 inch to an 8.5 inch. There are 3 sizes, and that's in centimeters 17 to 21 and a half. And my usual recommendation is to knit a size that's about an inch smaller than your actual foot circumference. So that should cover most folks. And then when we have the July and August patterns, I'll put those on Ravelry as well. Or once we're opening up the July and August clubs, I'll put those on Ravelry. For the cowl, there's no size. It's just, it'll go over your head. For the mitts, there's 3 sizes and it should fit for most ladies' hands. So if you have specific questions, or if you actually want to know the sizes of the mitts, I can look that up for you and just send us an email, contact@andrearangel.com, or you can, there's a contact on Gauge Dye Works website as well that you can get in touch with them. So we will answer any questions by email if you think of something later.
Yeah. The next question I had is, what is the difference between the 3-month club and the 1-month club, which I think you've sort of already answered. But the main difference is just when you sign up.
Basically.
Will be exactly the same.
Yeah, you can sign up for all 3 right now, and those signups will close May 31st, and then you won't have another chance to sign up for all 3, but you will have another chance to sign up for the July and for the August later.
Oh,
and they're the same, yeah. So
Ginger Snaps saying hi. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, the other thing I should mention is, and I have had an actual question about this, someone looked at the price of a 1-month club compared to the price of the 3-month club, and the 3-month club is more than 3 times as expensive as 1-month club. It's shipping. The difference, you actually, if you signed up for the 3-month club, you do get a small discount compared to buying each month separately. But shipping is added at the checkout for 1-month clubs and is sort of built in, but then also at the checkout for the 3-month club. It sounds a little more confusing than it is, but basically if you're looking at the numbers and being like, I don't think that looks right, it's because of shipping. Also, we have a more luxurious yarn in July, I believe. So the June club is a lower price point than the July club, but obviously the 3-month club includes all of them.
Right.
Oh, this is a question for me. I'm local. Can I pick up the yarn in person? And unfortunately, my answer now is no. We used to have local pickup, and then we moved, and it just doesn't. There's just not a good way to offer local pickup here, which I know sucks, and it's super frustrating to want to support a local business and then have to pay for shipping and then have to wait for it to ship. I have been on the other side of that too, and I don't love it, but that's where we're at right now. So unfortunately, there is no more local pickup. I guess, and then the other question is, when will last year's club be available?
Oh, yeah. So our clubs are exclusive for a year after we create them, but we do like to offer them for everyone after that. So we are planning to make last year's patterns and yarns available to everyone in August this year. We don't have an exact date yet, but we will have the patterns you'll be able to buy individually, and then you'll be able to buy, that's from my website or from Ravelry, wherever you get your patterns. And then you'll be able to buy the same yarns from last year from the Gauge Dye Works website. And Catherine, will that be a pre-order when that happens?
I think it'll be like a mix of, I'll have some in stock and then some dyed to order.
Perfect.
But yeah. usually either way, it's kind of out the door in a couple weeks.
Right. So you can have a look on Ravelry, or I have some website or some blog posts on my website that you can see if you're interested in last year's club. It was ocean themed, and so we are very excited to share those. And will June be a self-striping sock? Are we going to answer that, or is it too
I think
spoilery?
if you've joined us live or you've made it this far in watching the replay, we can answer that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it will be a gradient sock with some color work in it.
Yeah.
So it's, the color work is like a little spicy element. It's not the main element in the project. So there will be a little bit of color work and two gradients as part of the sock, but not stripes.
Yeah, so all of the yarn is like self-patterning in some way. Oh, yay for that.
Yay, thanks, Sue. I'm glad you're excited. Ooh, especially dahlias. Yeah, and since the pattern is called Dahlia Socks, yes, you will have guessed that there is some dahlia theme going on with those socks. So floral, and you can see the colors if you check out the June listing on the Gauge Dye Works website.
Mm-hmm. So I have one more sort of technical question on that, which is like, what if I join and I just don't like the colors or I don't like the pattern?
Well, if you don't like the pattern, you can definitely use this sock yarn for any number of patterns. So I think that you'll have quite a lot of options. If you're like, I'm thinking about the project in my head, and I think that you'll be able to use this yarn for a lot of patterns. I think it's really perfect for the pattern that we designed for it, but it's not, you don't have to use the pattern that comes with it. If you don't like the yarn, Catherine, do you want to talk about destash on the Gauge Dye Works Ravelry group? Oh, I almost missed it. There was a question. Suggestion for Dye Works color: number of visitors to each national park in a year.
I'm gonna write
this is
that down.
I'm gonna pause really quickly here and say that Catherine and I have done data visualization before, and especially Catherine has done a lot of data visualization using information and then encoding it in colors in yarn. It's extremely cool. Check out our checklist of bird socks if you are interested in data visualization in sock form. And then Catherine has a bunch like solar system and a bunch of others as well. But thank you for the suggestion. That is cool. Numbers of visitors to each national park in a year.
I like that.
Okay. And so we were talking about what to do if you don't end up liking the yarn when you get it. Now,
yeah, I think my best answer is if it is going to be a surprise, and if surprises aren't for you, this isn't the club for you.
Right.
Is my
Good
best
point.
answer for that
yes.
one. Those are my favorite colors, y'all. Oh, the data visualization are your favorite colors. Thank you. Me too, actually. They just take a long time because I go back and forth and things never look right. Yeah, but if you get the yarn and it's not your thing, it's yours. So you can do whatever you want with it. There is a destash on Ravelry in the Gauge Dye Works group. There's a destash thread. You could knit for someone else. You could just swap yarn with someone else.
Yeah.
Or you can wait. Like we do have a few teaser images with colors. So if you see a color that is not your thing, maybe just join for the other months.
Yeah. And we will have these, like we said, in a year. If you don't like surprises, then like wait 1 year and then you'll resell them without any surprises. So we'll reveal as we go along the actual patterns and the actual yarns. So this is for folks. The mystery part is for folks who do enjoy a surprise.
Yeah. And final question is just talking about inspiration for this year. Tell us about the inspiration for this year.
So our inspiration, we've been saying it's a wild garden, and it's actually closer to a secret garden, I would say, but not like the secret garden. So we love the idea of like the creaky gate, like into like a foliage covered garden where maybe it was really cared for a really long time, but it's kind of gotten a little overgrown. So like in the springtime, there might be these like cultivated flowers that just kind of spring up that you didn't realize were going to be there. So you might see like dahlias or beautiful rose bushes blooming that maybe you're just sort of discovering. So the idea is the wildness and the beauty of just kind of something that has been loved in the past and maybe is being rediscovered. So we hope that the 3 patterns that we designed for this will kind of give that emotional experience of being in a place that has a lot of emotional resonance, but maybe is a little overgrown. Do you want to talk about how any more about that?
Well, we just moved, and that is my yard right now. The house was built 50 years ago, I think, and the original owners lived and raised their family here, and made a beautiful, beautiful backyard. Really liked rhododendrons, let me tell you. But looks like 15 or 20 years ago, they stopped being able to put the enormous amount of work that a big garden takes. And it has just been a delight seeing random things pop out of the ground this summer, and knowing that someone like loved and appreciated them and put them in, and now we can appreciate it. And then also occasionally like ripping out beautiful tulips or whatever, because they're just in the middle of the yard. That was slightly less fun, but yeah, it was quite a delight. And we did want to do the photo shoot in my yard, and then in the day there was like all these things bloomed and then were kind of dying out, and then the next set of things that was blooming hadn't quite come, and we like took the pictures on this day. So that didn't quite work out, but we found an even more beautiful spot. So
yeah, we found a nice garden to photograph in. So, and Sue says, this so hits home. I have this garden. Please post your yard. Oh. So once those rhododendrons are blooming again, Catherine, maybe we can share a few pictures of that. But the photos that are kind of used as inspiration images are from the garden where we did the photo shoot. And so all those flowers and all that stuff is things that I have gotten to, and Catherine together with our model, we got to actually like experience those gardens and spend time there and like appreciate and enjoy. So those gardens are a little bit more taken care of, but
beautifully maintained, but also like in a very West Coast,
in kind of a wild, allowed to be a little bit free kind of a way. So yeah, all the photos are ones that Catherine or I have taken in the places that we have been together. So.
Yeah, and I will share more photos later, but I did take some pictures. I wanted yarn pictures, but like with the background that sort of fit the theme.
Yeah.
So I was like running around my yard, putting skeins of yarn like on a tree and taking pictures, and trying to feel like, okay, but it shouldn't look weird. Like I can't just have it like hanging from a branch. So like, what is a natural place for yarn to be hiding in a garden?
Put your yarn here.
Yeah, and there were some that actually, it turns out like a twisted skein of yarn looks quite a bit like a worm or a caterpillar of some kind, like an adorable big, like a very hungry caterpillar type caterpillar. So there was a few where I just like, there's a big planter and a little skein yarn like just hanging out under the leaves that I thought was adorable. And I did resist the urge to put googly eyes on it because that was not the vibe, but
I appreciate and respect that urge, though. That is great. Yeah, I think one thing about doing fiber art photography, especially for folks who are really inspired by the outdoors, is like, how do we take this picture without it being distractingly weird?
Yeah. I want it to be like, not look posed. I want it to look like how the yarn would naturally be on a rhododendron.
In its natural environment, of course. But all right, well, any other questions? I guess
that is my list of questions for you. I don't think we've gotten any others, but please feel free to email either of us.
Or you can ask in the comments. We'll post this replay on Instagram, and then when we have time to upload and everything, it'll also be on YouTube and on my blog. So if you ask questions in the comments, either on YouTube or on my blog, we'll also answer in those places if you would like.
Yeah, that's an even better suggestion. All right, and then there are links in both of our Instagrams and both of our websites if you would like to join the club this year.
Yeah, we would love it if you would join. And thank you so much to everybody who has already signed up. It is so delightful every summer to get that initial group of folks who are excited to join our club, because we would not continue to do this for 8 years if you were not on board. So thank you to everyone who has been with us for all 8 years, and thank you to everybody who's just joining us now. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks, Andrea. We'll
Thanks, Catherine.
talk to you later.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.